Stop! Don't start an Airbnb without knowing these things. We're gonna talk about them right now here on the Fearless Investor channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do. Like this video, and while you're at it, share it on Facebook. Hey guys, welcome in, and we're gonna talk about the things that you need to know. So don't start an Airbnb unless you know these things. Getting out of the gate, it's really important to know all of the really minor things, so why not just learn them all right here for free on this video? Okay, so the first thing that you really wanna make sure you know is that starting an Airbnb profile is super important, but there's a few things that people don't know before starting that profile. So follow along with me. Just go down to the description on this video and click on Become a Host for free on Airbnb, and go ahead and start making a profile. Now, the thing about making a profile is you're actually making a listing. So this is where people say, oh, I'll wait until I get a listing and then I'll make it. That's wrong. Don't do that. Start it right now, and maybe even take some pictures of your house. Even if you're not gonna list your house or your room, just go ahead and start listing it. Make a fake listing. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, why would I wanna make a fake listing if I'm not actually going to market it? Well, the reason is because Airbnb has a pre-qualification that you go through that can sometimes take up to 14 days to get pre-approved for. So if you wait until you actually have a real listing and then you wanna get it started, call it 3 or 4 days from now, you might have to wait even another 10 days just to be able to make money on Airbnb. So go down, click on the link below, start that fake listing. Then when you're done publishing it, just go in and unlist it forever. Next up, do your market research. And the important thing about your market research is it even legal where you're at? The worst thing that could happen is that you get a property, heck, maybe even you buy the property, God forbid, and you're $200,000 in and you've invested all this money and you're excited, and then you realize, hey, my city doesn't even allow us to do Airbnbs, and you get shut down. Easiest way to avoid this, go online and Google short-term rental ordinance and then your city. So me, I'm in Fresno, California. I would do short-term rental ordinance, Fresno, California. It'll typically take you to the government website, and there'll be a description of how they define short-term rentals and what your process needs to be in order to either get it permitted or get a business license, or maybe they don't even have anything at that point. And even if your city allows it, if you're in a community with an HOA, you now need to see if they allow it. I typically, if I'm gonna do an HOA, I'm either gonna do it as a co-host and probably not even do it as an arbitrage, and I'm definitely not gonna do it as an owner. Even if an HOA allows you to do it, they could do it today, allow you to do it today, but maybe they'll wake up tomorrow and completely change their minds and say, nope, we're throwing a ban on short-term rentals. The next thing you need to know is how to get the property and the different ways that you can get the property. So you can either own the property, which is really straightforward, right? You buy it and then you list either the house or rooms on Airbnb. The next way, which is Airbnb arbitrage, you probably heard me talk about it a lot on this channel, but in case you haven't, you rent it and then you sublease it on Airbnb while getting the permission from the landlord. And then the final way is co-hosting, and that is when you actually host for a landlord on Airbnb. They take full financial responsibility and you just manage the day-to-day operations of that Airbnb listing. I love all these ways. I think you should do every single one of them, but find your lane. Do you like ownership? Do you like arbitrage? Do you like co-hosting? Go with what you like the best, because that's exactly how you're gonna build your business. Next up is your team, and I mean, it's just so funny to me. People don't even think about their team until they actually have their listing. That is not the way you want to go about it. Get your team from the beginning. Make those calls. Find the cleaners. Find the handymen. Find the interior designers. Find your boots on the ground person that's going to go to the properties. Start collecting that now. Because as soon as you get that first listing, you get the property, I'm telling you, you're going to be way too busy getting everything set up that you're going to say, oh my gosh, I wish I would have had my team already set. I think aside from the cleaner, the most important part of this team is gonna be your boots on the ground. So if you have 1 or 2 listings, cleaner is gonna be your most important person. But when you have a boots on the ground person and you're looking to build this into a business where you have 5, 10, 15 or more listings, that boots on the ground person is gonna help you buy back your time. You don't have to go to the properties. They do it for you. They're the eyes and ears along with the cleaners. Two more things that I don't want you to get started in Airbnb with until you know about. The first one is marketing matters. No longer can you really just throw a house on Airbnb and take some cell phone pictures and get some basic furniture and just make crazy money. That's the way it was for really like 2016 until 2019. But nowadays, you have to be really different. The first way that you can easily make yourself different is with professional photos. It's a small investment. Most of the time, professional photos cost under $300. You can make that back sometimes in even one night. Of course, professional photos mean absolutely nothing if you don't have good furniture. Your furniture, your amenities, things like hot tubs or maybe a fire pit or heck, a game room are really important to make you pop. And then understanding the algorithm. I actually have a free video just popped up right here for you that teaches you how to learn the basics of the Airbnb algorithm so that your listing will go from down here to up here when people search for you. And then once you actually have that first listing, it's up and running, there are a few things that you want to make sure you're using to help eliminate all the clutter and time that you're going to put into the day-to-day. Really, there's three tools that I would suggest using. Number one, for finding and automating your cleanings, it's TurnoverBnB. Number two is Hospitable, formerly known as SmartBnB. I have a link down below to get your account started on that, and it's gonna automate about 80% of your guest communication. And lastly, dynamic pricing is a must. I use Price Labs. You can get a free 30-day trial if you click on the link down below, along with a free training from the CEO, and it is going to literally help you to be able to automate your pricing and calendar. What I love about Price Labs is it helps me make more money because there's dates that I didn't know I was supposed to have at certain price ranges based on supply and demand, and it will automatically price that out for me. I personally didn't start with dynamic pricing and Price Labs until I was about 2 years into my business, so that was the wrong move. Start right away, do it on your first listing. So guys, to me, those are the most important things that you wanna know about Airbnb before actually getting started. And if you're ready to actually get this thing going and get your first arbitrage deal or build this into a six-figure business, either way, you wanna go and check out my free course down below that's gonna help you get your very first arbitrage deal under contract. Thanks so much for joining me here on the Fearless Investor channel. Again, make sure that you comment on this video, share it, and if you're not already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go do it. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.